Afternoon, teachers. In this video, I want to show you how to create assessment for your students through the MOE LMS platform. Okay, yeah, this is a very important tool, and I'm going to be taking you through that. Please, as a warning, this video is strictly for MOE teachers as an assistance, and it's not to be shared with an outsider. And that is why the link for this video can only be accessed by those that have it. Okay, thank you. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do now is let's go to our web browser and get into the LMS platform. So this is my home page. This is my account. Welcome, Daniel. To get to the assessment part, you come to the second icon here that's showing courses. This one that looks like a TV. So if I click that, then here appears all your courses, that is the grades you are teaching. In my own case, I'm teaching grade 7 and I have grade 8. So let's say I want to create an assessment for grade 8. This is a page for grade 8 and it's showing under plan all the chapters they are to do this term 3. Chapter 9, 10, 11 and 12. And here I have activities. Now previously I have created an activity for my students. They are 30 in number, and for this activity I have 30 over 30 submissions. It means all my 30 students submitted this short test. 25 were on time and 5 submitted late. Yeah, you have the record. If you look at this on this right side, these 3 buttons here, if you click it, you will be able to see the scores of these 30 students. For privacy's sake, I'm not going to do that. So you can click this, get the scores of your students and record it on your Excel sheets. Okay, so now how do we create an activity for the students? You come to this button, create activity. There are 3 types of activity you can create. We have the assessment, we have the quiz, and we have the in-class activity. Let's say I want to create a quiz for them. Under the quiz, it's showing all the chapters they are doing for this term, and each chapter has its own lesson. Okay, so let's say chapter 9, I'm creating a quiz in lesson 3, for example. So I can click lesson 3 and next. So here you have description of the quiz title. So let's say it's on triangles, and description, let's say how to find the side of a triangle. I'm just framing it up. Let's say this is what we have, and you can select the date you want the quiz to be published such that the student will have access to it. So let's say I want this quiz to be available to my students on Sunday 19th. I click that. You can select the time. So let's say I want it to appear at exactly 12:40 p.m. or you can also choose now. If I click now, that means upon publishing the quiz, the student can have access to it immediately. You can set the duration of the quiz. So let's say I choose 60 minutes, allowing ample time for them. You can set the due date for the student to submit this quiz. So let's say it's also 19, but this time around, I make it, let's say 10 p.m., giving them ample time. 10 p.m. on the same day, I expect all my students to have submitted. I'm afraid that means that beyond 10 p.m. on this day, your student, those that have not done it, might not be able to have access to it again. However, if you select this allow late submission, As you see in the previous one I showed you, you were able to see that 5 students submitted late. So it was because I allowed late submission. So 5 of them submitted after 10 p.m. on that particular day. Okay, so I haven't done that. Then the next thing, which is our main target here, is the quiz type. Is it questions or handout? I'm afraid if you choose handout, you might not be able to get your student score automatically. However, if it is questions, you putting in your questions by yourself, you get the score of the students immediately upon submission. Okay, you can select the pass score for the student. For example, here we have 50%. So that means every student that scored 50% of the number of questions you set pass the quiz, and it will appear as green. While those that score below that, it appears as red. Okay, randomized questions. If I select this, that means that if I have, for example, 10 questions and I choose this randomized questions for student A, the question one of student A is going to be different from question one of student B. That is randomized question, which is quite good. So it doesn't allow the student to probably communicate or cheat. Okay, so if I select that. So the next thing, which is the main thing we want to do, is how do we add this question? So let's say I want to start adding questions. There are different question formats. So English teacher, you can do fill in the blanks, true or false, MCQ, and so on and so forth. For this, I want to select multi-response. That is the type of question where you could put option A, B, C, or D. Now you can see the question points. Question 1. I can select what score do I want to give to the question based on maybe its difficulty level. You can select the difficulty level. Let's say this question is just medium, not very difficult, and I want it to be to count as 2 marks. Okay, you can select the number of marks you want. Okay, so next, on inside this button showing where you can type in your question. Okay, you can type in your question, and the very good thing of this platform is you can as well copy and paste your question inside. That makes it very good. So let's say that's what you want to do. You already have the questions. Let's say you already have the questions typed out or in the PDF or whatever. You can just cut the question and paste it directly without having to type again. So if you already have questions in some platform good for your student, you can just copy paste them. So remember, you can use the tool, the sniping tool. So with the sniping tool, I can let's say this is one of the questions I want to give to my student. I can copy it. So using the sniping tool, Control C. Then let's go back to our LMS. So on this platform now, just Control V. Control V now, I have the question there. You can see this. You see the question appears. What value of S will make the line AB congruous to AC? That is it. So now, because you've selected multiple response, in this case you have to type in your options. Okay, yeah, you can still copy paste too if you want. So I have option A. Let's say the answer to option A is 3 centimeter. Without wasting your time, I can control this. I can put in as many options that I want. Let's say this is option B. The answer is 4 centimeter. If you want 4 options, you can give to them. You can keep adding. Option C is 5 centimeter. Add another option, and I have option D as let's say 6 centimeter. Please don't forget, you have to select the right answer. Okay, so if let's say the answer is 4 centimeter for this question, select that 4 centimeter so that when the student at the other end do the question and they choose this B, it marks it for them automatically. So for this question, the answer is actually 3 centimeter. So you can select 2 answers, 3 answers, as the case may be. So it's just one answer, and I've checked the box. So 3 centimeter. And that is for that question. You can also add question hints. Let's say it's a very difficult question and you want to help your students, what you do is check side A, B, and side B, C. You can add question hint and show the question hint so the student can read the hint and help them to solve the question. Having done that, all you need to do is to save that particular question. See how it appears now. Question 1. This is how it will appear to your student at the other end. You see that? Okay, you can see the options. So this is how it appears to your student. So you can keep adding questions. Okay, you can keep adding questions and add another question here. So if you have 10 questions at the end of the day, keep adding question. On each question, you can select the type you want, if it's a true or false, if it is multiple response, and so on and so forth. So finally, let's say you've typed in all your questions, then I have saved. They can say, please note that this quiz will be published on Sunday, April 19th, 2020. That was what I selected. So press OK. And you have it. Good. So now, if you go to draft, because it has not been published, the date you selected has not come. So it's going to be under draft. So you can see the title triangles is under lesson 3 weight tables, and you have the question and the due date is showing. So you can save it there. You can go back to it at any time before that day to edit the question, to add more questions and the likes. And how do you do that? Just come to this 3 button. If you press it, it's asking you edit. So you can edit the question. Okay, press edit. You see the question, you can add more question, you can remove the question you've already selected, and so on and so forth. So if you do this, by the time your students do this assessment, okay, you see their scores automatically. I hope this video is quite okay, and I wish you all the best. Please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.